I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. You're gonna watch this video back 1 year, 3 years, 5 years from now, and remember this moment. And what did I tell you? That this is the #1 hottest selling community that we're gonna see take shape here in the next year or two. But look at these windows and look at how tall the back patio is. That is the tallest back patio I've ever seen in my life. Thought this was a real dog at first. What's up, buddy? Here we go. How you doing? Show him a little love. They're just very detailed, very well thought out. And a lot of their one-story floor plans have pretty much all the space you could want on that first floor, and it just doesn't go over the top when it comes to these massive square footages. The neighborhood we're standing in right now opened up yesterday. Yes, we have been waiting for this neighborhood to open for quite some time now, and they had their grand opening this past weekend, and it was packed out here. They had a rodeo, tons of families out here, and all of these builders have started selling homes just this past weekend. But here's the cool part. They curated the best builders, and we know this because we spent 3 years in all of the model homes in Houston. They have picked the best builders and curated all of them, and they put them right here in this model home park strip. So not only are you getting the best builders, you're getting the hottest new area, and you're getting brand new amenities. This is just one of multiple 1,000, 3,000, even 6,000 acre communities that are all starting right now here in Magnolia, Texas. We are in Creston today, which is a Johnson development, and I know a little something about Johnson because 6 years ago, I made a bet on a brand new Johnson community, and let me tell you, did it pay off? We live in our second home there now, and we absolutely love it. This is the exact same opportunity here in a hot new area, here in Magnolia, to get in on the ground floor, to get the appreciation that I've seen in my home, and really grow with an area that's got very convenient access, by the way. We are just minutes away from Highway 249, which is the new toll road that takes you straight down into Houston. So even though you feel like you're out here in the forest because you got these gorgeous pine trees, you're getting the best of every world. They are going to bring so many commercial shopping centers to this area, you're not gonna know what to do with yourself. But today, we've got some killer homes for you. And they worked out all of the stops I live in a Weston, I love Weston, but we haven't shown you this floor plan. Usually they're building a Carter, and we've shown you that one 20 times. This is a brand new model home that you haven't seen before, but every single one of these builders has something unique to offer. Prices out here are starting as low as $300,000. And as it stands right now with the current builder offering, and there are more builders set to come. In fact, one of them is one of my favorites, Weston Homes. They're gonna be delivering their model later this year, so stay tuned, we'll be back for that. We're gonna start with probably my favorite. We'll go into Weston, show you this brand new floor plan and see if it is for you and your family. You have to look at this. This is one of the most insane entrances to a house that I've seen. I mean, check out this front covered patio. There is so much space here. You've got these double front doors, black metal, you got the glass. I would probably frost these for privacy reasons. One of the things I love about my Weston home is that it's just the way it's laid out is super private, but goodness, this is just one of the biggest, most open homes we have seen. This is a 4,500 square foot home. I wanted to start off with a bang. This is the biggest home they're currently building out here. This is called the Jackson floor plan, and right when you come in at the front, you've got this gorgeous home office. They did the built-ins in addition to, just leaving it, I guess, bare bones. They've got the doors, you can close them up. They added the plantation shutters, but you got really tall ceilings in here, super cool modern fixtures, and then it swings around and then just look up there. You've got these sight lines, so you can see to the upstairs, but I wanna get you straight into the main heart of this home because it is so much bigger than even the biggest Westons we've shown you. Usually it's the Carter floor plan we're showing you. This one's larger than that. And you gotta start with the staple of all Weston homes. It's this staircase. They matched the wood treads to these real wood floors. And Weston is one of the best builders if they let you dirt build with them, which we will get into when it comes to flooring options. I have these floors in my home, slightly darker option, but we have loved them. They've held up really well for 3 years now. Just, don't get them if you have big dogs. That's the only rule. But otherwise, I'm excited to show you this place. One of the things that kind of sets Weston apart is just how grand their home feels, but they've got these kind of like spiral rotunda areas. A lot of times you can get them to paint accent colors, so that's what we did in ours. Hang a big chandelier, really make a statement with your home. This is one of the biggest downstairs living room ceilings that I've ever seen. So over here, you've got your dining room set up. It's connected, but it's its own space. It's kind of a hybrid of both. A lot of Weston floor plans are gonna feel very similar with little tweaks to them, but this is definitely their biggest and their baddest floor plan that they've rolled out lately. Tons of storage that they did built in, and this looks like quite the upgrade. I haven't seen this before in a Weston, but they did this cool, like, I don't know, metal front to these cabinets. I don't even know how you open these. There you go. But they're pretty cool. And this, if you get up close, it almost pulls like a navy, but it's a black stain, so you're getting that natural wood grain, and then huge windows all the way down and around. You do have a structural support right here in the middle. I don't hate it because it does define this space. And as far as seating people, this is an 8-seater. You could extend it out with a leaf to 10. This is a big enough home to accommodate that. And then, goodness, check out this living room. Huge fan. This is like an 80-inch fan. And then the fireplace is about 8-9 feet wide. You've got this huge electric fireplace, good size, sanded down mantle. They took the shiplap all the way up. Weston's got a lot of different options when it comes to the fireplaces and how they encase them. Your TV's gonna be a little bit high here, but I mean, you could fit an 80-inch TV in this living room. And then kicking over there, you've got the kitchen, which we will get to. But look at these windows and look at how tall the back patio is. That is the tallest back patio I've ever seen in my life. I'm not just saying that. And a lot of times my complaint with Westons is that the living room and the kitchen are jammed together, but when you're in this wider 65-foot product, honestly, this just feels like extra space. This is bonus space. Kitchen island, it's got the wraparound 6-seater. So it comfortably seats 6 people, and then over here, they kind of wrapped the cabinetry down and around. So you got your fridge here, 2-tone countertops, they're showing off. They've got the black and they've got the white, and just a lot of space in this kitchen. So the sight lines are really good from over here in the kitchen. You can kind of shoot back to the living room. Now, tons of extra counter space, little kind of galley kitchenette area over here, and then huge pantry. Weston's great at utilizing the square footage underneath their staircases. Huge selling point of this home. This home has a 4-car garage. We've never seen that in any of the homes that we have showed you on our channel that are in these master plan communities until you get to like over $2 million. So right through this door, it's super messy, but a 4-car tandem garage, which means it's 2 cars wide, but it's 2 cars deep. So if you're a car lover, you're a car enthusiast, you're gonna wanna get you one of these. This is the only floor plan out here, to my knowledge, that has a true 4-car garage. And right when you come in through the garage door, you've got your landing area. It's got this nice kind of white oak bench seat, and then great size laundry room. Have these black countertops. I like this little rounded edge here too. It's just the little touch points, but it's one of the best parts of living in a Johnson community, as I can speak from experience being there for 6 years, is that they have a full-time director of fun who is constantly planning events for you, facilitating community here in the neighborhood. So they're gonna capitalize on events around certain holidays, but they're really gonna try to pull as many people together and really build that community from the ground floor. So over here in the kitchen, this is the kind of cooktop that I love, the kind of oversized KitchenAid, apron front, 6-burner gas, and then they brought a little bit of color in here. They brought the color over into this backsplash, and I think overall it's got a really nice look to it. And even though you've got that huge dining space over there, you also have your kitchenette here. So a lot of places to eat. If the 6 top over here on the kitchen island isn't enough, you're gonna have that as an option. And then I'll get you right over in here. This is that back patio we were telling you about. Weston doesn't have the sliders. It's the one thing that they don't have. I wish that they did, but this makes up for it. Check out these ceilings, guys. I'm not kidding. I'm not just saying this. These are the tallest back patio ceilings I've ever seen at any price point of home. Look. These are real trees on your actual lot. Yes, you can come out here and you can buy a lot that has trees. Now this one looks like it's dying. I don't know what's going on here. Probably got hit by a skid steer, but you've got trees behind the property all along. You can see that we're just tucked out here in thousands of acres of forest. And yes, it is sad. Anytime they develop, they've got to cut trees down, but Johnson does do a good job of leaving as many trees as they can, as long as it's not in a flood area, which this isn't, by the way. You do not have to worry about flooding. Don't listen to all those clickbait articles. This area is high and dry. It's well engineered. You don't have to worry about flooding out here in Creston. And as far as grass goes, a lot of neighborhoods like mine go with St. Augustine, but this is more of like some kind of Bermuda. I like it better. I think it looks better. I think it greens up better and it's softer. It's not as itchy. So I think it gives you a ton of great options, but we're still not done even here on the first floor. Every single feature about this house is bigger than any Weston home we have ever toured, including this master bedroom. They have a day bed in here. I mean, you got your king size bed, you got these windows bringing in a bunch of natural light, they got the normal kind of Weston tray ceiling, but they have a full day bed. I could just take a little nap over here, you know what I'm saying? Huge framed out mirrors, a lot of good storage. So instead of having the linen closet, they've got the cabinetry. And then this is a staple, the Weston freestanding tub, where they gave you plenty of space to clean back behind there. And then they went with the blue tile, but meet me around over here. Check this out. We got you a nice shower room with the cool blue tile on the floor. I would like to see 2 shower heads personally, but at least you've got a really cool enclosure, plenty of space over in here. And then you got the toilet room right behind you. And then coming over here, you got your mirror, so you can come check yourself, make sure you look good. And you got 2 options. We'll start with the smaller of the 2. You've got one closet over here, a little echoey because you got the tile in here. Check this out. You got a huge closet over here. And then you've got, I guess, like a makeup area without a mirror. You can see outside, which is cool. So getting some light into the closet area is nice, but a lot of space in here. I mean, this bathroom is truly massive. This is a whole side of the house. You can see the sight line from, you know, the closet. You got your toilet room. Everything else, all the kids, all the other bedrooms are over here, you know, up at the front of the home. Now, we don't see this very often. This is a king size bed in a guest bedroom. You got the windows, but then you've got this whole hallway. So back in here, I'll let you go check it out. You got the shower, and then you even have the closet tucked in the hallway. And then, as we already showed you, you've got the home office, but everything's just bigger here. Look at this, there's room for 2 of us. How often is there room for 2 of us in a half bath? So tons of space, good storage here too. Got your coat closet. That is it for the first floor, but these staircases are just so appealing. This is where we put our Christmas tree. It's tough to, I'll be honest, it's very tough to decorate over here. I think they did a pretty good job picking plants. It's very tough to find anything that's got like the same rounded curves as these staircases. I will say that's the con. We had a decision to make as to whether or not we put the real wood flooring on the stair treads. It looks a lot better, but because we have little kids, we went with the carpet instead, but I do like how this looks. This is one of the craziest views I've seen from upstairs in a Weston home because of just how vast and how big it is. But check the spillover out. I mean, we're way up here. You got a lot of height. It's a big 2-story, and it's kind of a walkway. You can see through to down to the front stair, or down to the front door area too. You got these big windows really opening it up. This is a 5-bedroom home. It's just like ensuite after ensuite, huge bedrooms. This is a queen size bed. It feels longer than normal, actually. This is a queen size bed, sitting area. I mean, just plenty of space, but go over there. You got the bathroom set up, full ensuite. So everybody's got their own bathroom here, except for one. You got a joined Jack and Jill, but this is the game room. Tons of space. A lot of times in these Weston homes, you have to kind of pick, like, do you want a bigger game room? Do you want a bigger media room? This home is big enough where every single room we walked into, including the half baths, is massive. So full-size pool table where you have room to actually shoot pool, which is the benefit. We're gonna get you in here in just 1 second. You got 2 more of the final bedrooms up here, and get a look at just how big these are. So you've got a queen size bed in here, tons of space, pretty decent closet space. So they're not just your traditional kind of small, like narrow closets. You got full walk-in over here. So you can get in here and you've got 2 hanging shelves. So it gives you space. This is the only room that doesn't have its own bathroom. However, it connects through over into this one here. Now this is set up as a nursery, but this room could easily accommodate a queen size bed too. Now this chair is a little bit in the way, but huge closet. So really tons of space in here. And then this is cool. So this is your Jack and Jill bathroom. It snakes through, kind of connects. So you've got your shower tub combo here. And then you can close these doors up to have some privacy. They do have the locks on them here. And you'll notice something too. You have lower counter heights. These are for kids. This is the kids' bathrooms. Whenever you're building with a Weston, you get to pick your counter height. Do you want the kids or do you want the adults? And people fight over that all the time. It happens a lot. Lots of storage in this house, linen closets. But not only do you have this huge game room here, you got the downstairs office. Check this out. Weston is known for every single one of their two-story homes having a dedicated media room, and they didn't leave it out of this one. So you can close this up. They got the wood slats on the ceiling, big old 75-inch TV here, and really just a great place for the kids to come hang out, or the whole family. Come up here, have your movie nights, because what you'll notice is while it's great that that downstairs living room is so big, it really is kind of a big echo chamber. So if you want to get away, have that secondary space to watch a movie without the noise traveling throughout the whole house, you can do that. And then typically Weston will have a walk-in attic feature. So this one's got a bunch of junk in it because they just built this home and they're probably still cleaning up. But you're gonna have that, we call it a Texas basement. So that extra bit of storage for you to store a lot of your goodies. Now they got a lot of different floor plans out here in their 65-foot product, including some one-stories. So yes, this is their bigger two-story home at 4,500 square feet, but they've got some one-stories starting at 3,300 square feet. So on our way to our next builder, I'm gonna tell you exactly how much everything costs. Weston is definitely gonna be your best bet if you're looking for that big two-story family home. In fact, it's very rare that we see them building one-stories, but the good news is in their 65-foot product, they've got two killer one-story floor plans that they have enough space to build. Usually they're on smaller lots, but out here in Creston, you get a little bit more space, especially on these 65-foot lots. And so you're gonna have floor plans in their one story starting around 3,300 square feet. In fact, my wife and I almost built this floor plan. It's called the Lorraine. It is so cool. It's the model home up in Willis in the Woodlands Hills. So if you want a one story, they've got a killer floor plan. But if you want these big two-story family homes, their square footages in those are really gonna start in the mid 3,000s, going all the way up to 4,500 square feet with this Jackson. And when it comes to pricing, they're pretty flexible right now because it's early days out here in Creston and they want to get things moving. So you're gonna see pricing in their 65-foot products starting around $660,000, and then it's gonna go up to around $725,000. They have this exact floor plan that we just showed you. Maybe not quite with his high-end finishes, because these are real wood floors, which are pretty expensive, but they've got it priced at $719,000. And one thing that's unique about Weston is a lot of neighborhoods, they don't allow you to go to the design center and pick everything out. A lot of neighborhoods you just pick from a pre-selected design package, but they are letting people that contract on lots here with Weston go to the design center and pick everything out, which is what I did, and I love it. I got the real wood floors. We went crazy. We don't regret any of it. Our house is awesome. So that's the scoop with Weston. Now we're headed over to Highland Homes, which has really just a completely different aesthetic, completely different feel to it. And they're gonna have a lot of different options. Definitely gonna be smaller in terms of square footage than what we're seeing with Weston. I do wanna show you something really quick. It looks like this guy just pulled up. There have been people here all day since the weekend coming in from all around town. We just met a family when we were in there, in town from Chicago. This area is a hot spot. There are cars everywhere, clients everywhere. In fact, it's even tough to film in these homes because we keep getting interrupted. So we're gonna get in and check out Highland. But before we do, my name's Ferris. If you don't know who I am, I'm a broker here in Houston, Texas. I happen to run one of the biggest teams here in Houston, and we make these videos just for you guys so that you can really understand where you wanna live in Houston, which builder you wanna build with, and what new communities are gonna be the hottest new communities in the coming months. And so if you're thinking about moving to Houston, don't be shy. Just give us a call, shoot us a text, send us a quick email. That way we can help you guys make a smooth move right here to Houston, Texas. Now, let's get you inside and show you something a little bit different. Now, coming from next door to this model home, you're gonna get completely different products. And what's great is it's gonna give you options. I love Highland Homes. Even though I live in a Weston, there are some things about a Highland home that Weston just doesn't offer. And I'm gonna walk you through some of those. But one of the first things I want to take note of is how this house opens up here in the main living area. And even though we kind of skipped through the front door, we'll show you the front of the house here in just a minute. But this is the heart of the home. It opens up. You've got kind of these cathedral ceilings with the wood beams. And here's how I personally would encapsulate Highland Homes. They have really high-end finishes and really thoughtful use of their spaces. The way their homes flow and the way they're laid out, they're a little bit more compartmentalized. They're not these massive cavernous large square footage homes, they're just very detailed, very well thought out, and a lot of their one-story floor plans have pretty much all the space you could want on that first floor. It just doesn't go over the top when it comes to these massive square footages. So starting over here in the kitchen, a lot of the builders lately and their designers have started to gravitate back towards some darker wood tones, which we haven't seen in a while. It seems like everything went gray in 2017, and then it went black and white in 2020, and now we're here in 2025, and guess what? We're right back at these dark wood floors. But these are real engineered, kind of hand-scraped hardwoods, darker stain on them to match the cabinets, and you've got the real wood grains coming through. So these aren't painted cabinets, they're stained cabinets, and you can see that they picked a countertop that's got some veining that pulls some earth tones too. So it's kind of that blend of real woods meet modern, and it's sleek, it's classy, and I really like it, especially with these gold fixtures over here. Now, this is something new we've been showing you lately, but they're starting to put the outlets in the kitchen counters so the kids can't yank the cords out. You got your cornered pantry over here. Nothing too big, just, you know, standard size. And I do love that Highland's gonna offer some upgraded appliance packages for you. So this stands out amongst a lot of the other builders we'll check out. You've got this cafe 6-burner gas, big oversized vent hood here, and then you've got the two-tone cabinets. These are an off-white. I like this color a lot, actually. I need to find out what it is. So huge farmhouse sink, but flip around. I want you to see my view from here. This is just so pretty. It's so homey, it's cozy, everything's well thought out, even though it's one big living area, all the spaces are defined, and perfect sight lines at the TV. They've got the white painted brick fireplace set up. And then over here, cafe appliances continuing. You've got your microwave, oven, upgraded fridge, pretty sleek, but they have a ton of extra cabinets in this house, going all the way to the built-ins from each side of the TV. Really kind of elevates the look of the living room, keeps it from being one big sheetrock box. But over here, they continued it all the way down, matching the cabinets and countertops, and then you've got kind of these glass faces on the cabinets, kind of a showpiece. Great dining area. I love these kind of informal dining rooms that are connected to the main living space. They've got a 6-seater here, but really you could put a chair on each end, seat 8 people. And what a cool kind of picture frame black glass slider. I mean, these are over 10 feet tall. These are 11-foot sliders, and I would open it up for you. But this neighborhood is so new, they're still running the homes off of generators. They're waiting to get power to these homes, so it's pretty noisy outside. But check this out. They've got this outdoor kitchen built in with the white painted brick. They extended that patio out really far. In fact, the pavers go out well past the covered patio itself, but you've got 12-foot ceilings on this covered patio, which is nice because it opens it up and allows that light to flow in, flow through these sliders over into this living room. And then check out this view. On some of these prettier spring and prettier fall days, you can pretty much double the size of this living room by opening these sliders up and turning this all into really just one big indoor-outdoor living space. So super cool layout, lots of nooks and crannies in Highland Homes. So what they'll do, they don't like to have doors to bedrooms off of main areas, so they'll kind of snake everything through, leaving room for actually pretty oversized storage, if you ask me. It's a big closet. Now, if you opted without the slider, they're always gonna have a secondary kind of entry door that comes standard. And then back over here, tucked away, you got kind of the master retreat, bump out bay windows. Pro tip, guys, if you're gonna build a home, go for the structural upgrades. You can always, change paint colors later and, swap out kind of the cosmetic stuff, but go ahead and add all of the big engineering design structural upgrades up front. It's gonna help with resale value, and you're gonna use it. It gives you so much more space when you're over here. All of a sudden you go from a wall to being able to have like an extra sitting area. So coming in here in the bathroom, pretty cool design selections. They've got a little bit of gold pulling from the tile. I do like these countertops. They're a quartz, but they're not like a white like we typically see. They're more like a gray with pulling some earth tones. Undermount sinks, framed out mirror, really tall ceilings. So Highland's big on opening up the ceilings on their one stories, giving you plenty of space. I mean, these are really tall. These are 11-foot ceilings. You got the speakers, so you got surround sound built into the model home. We've got our shower. We've got our tub, everything you need except for a bench. And then coming back into this closet, they continue the real wood floors that you see out there. Now, closet's pretty decent. I would say for 2,600 square feet, it's definitely adequate. multiple kind of layers for hanging. You got your dress rack here. And then look, they even have some of their design selections in here. So one of the cool things about getting out here early is you get to pick the lot that you want, then you get to pick the floor plan that you want, and then you can pick everything out. You can go to the design center, and Highland has one of the better design selections. When you walk through their model homes, you can really see all their bells and whistles. So this is just an example. They've got probably 50 brick selections here, or you can do what we saw on this model and go ahead and paint it white. Now, meet me in the living room. We got more to show you. Now, there is a lot more to show you up at the front of this house, but there's also a lot to tell you about when it comes to where Creston is located and why I'm pretty excited about this neighborhood. This is one of many huge developments that are all taking place right on the same road here in Magnolia. And if you had told me 10 years ago that this area was gonna blow up, I would have laughed at you, but everything has changed. You've got multiple developers like Johnson and Aria right next door. You've got Signorelli across the street. You even have Blue Jack right down the road, all along 1486. And I think you're gonna see the same thing happen here that happened to 1488 about 10 or 15 years ago. The residential development take place first. Everybody moves in, they buy the homes. Then the commercial developers come in, they start to widen the roads. And before you know it, this feels like a completely new city set back in the woods. But the difference is you're right off of the tollway. We're located in Magnolia, just off of Highway 249, which is the Aggie Expressway. If you look on a map, it's called the Aggie Expressway because it really was designed to cut down on the commute time from Houston out to College Station. And it's crazy to say this now, but that's where we're at in the development of these Houston suburbs. We are about halfway between Houston and College Station here in Magnolia. And right along 1486, you've got Colton, which is not quite as far along as Johnson Development's new Creston, where we're at today. We'll be showing you that one here in some videos shortly, but I'm actually out in this area all the time. I am blessed to be a member at Blue Jack, which is a country club right next door to here. It's Tiger Woods' signature golf course here in North America. And Blue Jack was out here before a lot of these other developments, and it felt like there was nothing here, and now this place has absolutely exploded. So I know the area really well. We're out here on the weekends hanging out with our family, and it's really cool to see the change that's taking shape out here. So if you're somebody that isn't super familiar with Houston and you don't have ties to a certain area, and you like the idea of kind of getting in on the ground floor of a new development and growing with it, I can say from firsthand experience, having done that in another Johnson development, I have zero regrets. And if I wasn't so tied to the relationships, my office, and everything I have over in Grand Central Park, and I had a clean slate like maybe you do, I mean it when I say this is the exact neighborhood that I would be looking into if you want to be in a master plan community that just has a ton of upside, a lot of potential, a lot of room for appreciation. So that's where we're at today. I'm excited to see the amenities take shape out here. We're probably still a year or two out from the community pool. However, they did just open up kind of the first amenity center directly across the street. But as it goes, and they have a proven track record of this, Johnson also developed Wood Forest, which is just a couple miles away. And Wood Forest, we just showed you in one of our other videos, is one of the most robust master plan communities set back in the woods. So this isn't their first rodeo, pun intended, since this is kind of a country themed, almost like a hill country set in the woods vibe for this neighborhood. But there are gonna be parks, there are gonna be playgrounds, there's gonna be pickleball courts, and so much more out here. And the cool part is Johnson's always trying to do something new. They're not trying to just do the same thing that they did in previous communities. So I'm excited to see what they come up with, but I guarantee you that they're gonna be world-class amenities when it's all said and done out here in Creston. So that's it for the area. But now I wanna show you some of these other rooms that this home has to offer, because right here, this is the difference between Weston and Highland. Highland kind of compartmentalizes their homes, and some people love it, some people don't. That's the cool part about having options. But what I really appreciate about it is you've got designated spaces. It really makes the home end up feeling bigger for the floor plan. So we'll see what's behind door number one over here, because we got two barn door sliders. So first up on the main floor, you've got a media room, completely closed off, no windows, pretty good size, but it's nice and cozy. You're not gonna fit a golf simulator in here, but you got a 60-inch TV, you got an L-shaped sectional, come in here, hang out, and these tall ceilings really help out. Now over here, keep in mind, this is just under 2,600 square feet. So to get all this on one level is pretty impressive. So you've got the media room, you got 4 bedrooms, but you also have a home office here. So you got these barn door sliders, really nice, good size, same thing with the tall ceilings, but you can close these up. I like these. A lot of times these barn doors, they feel kind of flimsy. These are the real deal, and it's because they've got these lower tracks keeping them from swinging out. So a lot of the barn doors we see in model homes are flimsy. These are solid. And I like it because you don't have the glass. The kids can't, see in and bang on the glass when you're on work calls. You can really, truly close it up and get some real work done. Now, right in the middle of the house, you're gonna have your laundry room. So coming in here, they decided to put these on pedestals, but you got your full-size washer dryer. Let's be real, you can't really hang anything up when you put them on these pedestals, so I'll leave that up to you guys. But there is room, fully plumbed, deep soaker sink. This is what a laundry sink is supposed to look like, by the way. Not that I do a bunch of laundry, but it's here. You just soak your clothes in here, get it all done. You got your storage up here. It's pretty nice, and I love that they went with the decorative tile. Highland's designers crush it. They bring color into their homes. You see it with this powder blue in here. We got 12-foot ceilings, not 10, not 11, 12-foot ceilings in the secondary bedrooms, and this is an ensuite. So really, really pretty design selections with kind of the penny tiles, the baby blue. We were just in Woodforest last week filming Highland's townhomes, and just some of the best design work that we've seen. Huge 8-foot doors in here, so it just gives it a nice grand feel. And then storage all along the way. So you've got this kind of hall closet, and then working our way up over here, you've got our Aggie bedroom. So if you don't know, I'm an Aggie. I went to Texas A&M University. We got the whole rivalry now with the Longhorns, but being out so close to College Station, it only makes sense that they decorated it. We got the 12th man, and this is a full ensuite too. Check it out. We got a full bathroom and plenty of space over in here. Now we're all the way up here at the front of the house. Last but not least, this is the 4th bedroom, also an ensuite. All these bedrooms have an access to their own private bathrooms. I feel like really sets Highland apart, elevates it. Not only do you have these higher end finishes, but check that out. That's got the full walk-in shower. So if you got some in-laws that are a little bit older in age, you've got some bedrooms that are good to soak the kids in the tub, but then you got this one that's kind of easier for people to get in and out of, as opposed to using a bathtub. You got these upgraded plantation shutters here. And look, same thing with Highland that we saw with Weston. They've got different sizes. So even though this was the 55-foot model, they also have the 40-foot model. We're not gonna show you today, but as we walk over to the next builder, I'm gonna tell you exactly how much these homes cost. That way you can see if the 55 is better for you, or if maybe you wanna check out that 40-foot. Check out this grand kind of entrance here. They've got all these beautiful pavers, a little bit of elevation change, and you're gonna see elevation change on some of your lot options out here, which reminds me to tell you, you have a ton of lot options out here. This is a 3,000 acre development, and a lot of these lots are set back with gorgeous established pine trees. You've got greenbelt lot opportunities, cul-de-sac lot opportunities, and now is the time to come in and snag those ideal lots before they're all gone. Now, as far as Highland goes, this being their 55-foot product, their square footages are gonna start around 2,200 square feet, which is a pretty modest, mid-size one-story, but they've got some 2 stories that are gonna go up to about 3,200 square feet. So if you're looking for over 3,200 square feet, we're gonna bounce you back to Weston. They're really gonna be that best builder for that. But if you really like those higher end finishes in kind of smaller or mid-size footprints, then Highland, it doesn't get much better. And their prices are gonna start just over $500,000 in their 55-foot product. And they're gonna go up in the design center because Highland has some higher end finish options that you could spec your house out to. So I could see you in their larger homes getting up over that $600,000 price point, but I think it's safe to say you can get in a really nice Highland 55-foot model for around $500,000 and work your way on up from there. Now, if that's above the budget, we got another one for you. Let's go check it out. Now we're stepping inside of Chesmar Homes, and this is their 50-foot model. So it's just a hair more narrow than what we just saw, but what's really cool, we usually don't go in these in our videos, but Chesmar's got one of the better mini design centers right whenever you walk in their homes. So whenever you do come in and look at their floor plans and their model homes, you can also walk in here and check out some of the options that you would have if you did contract with them, like your backsplashes, your flooring. In fact, I love this flooring. This looks real. This is a brand new product. This is actually a vinyl plank flooring, so super cool. It's got those pillowed edges. I'm gonna come back and find out exactly who the manufacturer is on that. But the other thing you'll notice is really tall ceilings in here. So it goes from this kind of grand entrance and then they get a little bit lower, but they're still 10 foot here in the hallways. Now this one, we're gonna walk front to back, just like you'd walk any normal home. Starting up here in this front guest bedroom. Could be a good kid's bedroom or a guest bed if you don't like the kiddos, right up here at the front of the house near these windows. So good size, it's got a full-size bed, and then a walk-in closet. So let me get the light on for you. Now, both of the bedrooms up here at the front of the house, they're gonna share this bathroom. So it's a full-size bathroom, single vanity, and a really other kind of cool thing that I think Chesmar does in their model homes is their designers, they go crazy. They show you all of the different colors and floorings and backsplashes that you could possibly do. So they really like to mix it up. Now this isn't something that you would typically see in one of their inventory homes. They decided to add this wood, and pretty cool if you ask me. These are pretty sweet photos. So going with the theme of Creston, of kind of this country feel. So now's where the home starts to open up. You can get a little sneak preview back down that way, but we've got more to cover. So where their design center currently is, that's actually the garage. So you would use this door to come in, and this is gonna be your landing area. You can hang up your bags, your coats, all of that stuff. And then you have another full-size bathroom here. So instead of a half bath off the living area, you've got this one. But what's cool is they got the tub over there, they've got the shower here, and you'll even notice, check it out, they got the black casing, the black faucets, and then they took the tile all the way up the wall. And then you come in here, you got another bedroom. So 3 bedrooms kind of stacked up at the front of this floor plan. This is a 2,400 square foot home, very similar square footage, 200 square feet smaller than we saw next door. But I think you'd be pleasantly surprised how the home opens up. You might even like this one better than next door. Plenty of space, not cutting any corners here. Overall, really pleasantly surprised. But this is where I think it really opens up. You get these tall ceilings, and check it out. They even match the flooring. So they put the flooring on the ceilings, same as the floors, and then boom, really good kind of storage. And I like this. I don't know if this is like real or if they just staged it this way. I feel like they actually use these cleaning supplies here. And then voila, check this out. The home definitely opens up. It kind of tricks you, it snakes off to the left, and now you can see just how nice and open this room is. So no better place to start than over here in the kitchen. These floors are a vinyl as well. They're a little bit lighter than what we saw in the design center over there. But we're seeing this a lot. We're going with white oak kitchen islands and then like an off-white cabinet, almost like an antique look. Pretty cool, and the countertops aren't boring. They've got a lot of cool design veining in them, but this is what I'm talking about with their designers. They're showing you kind of everything they can do with the different floors, different cabinets, really cool backsplash. And they even have the built-in lighting in those upper cabinets to kind of be a showpiece. And my wife, I've got to call you out, sweetheart. We were picking out design selections for a house the other day, and she was trying to tell me that you can't go with a black sink with white countertops. Well, guess what? We had this talk yesterday. I walk in, professional designers picked out a black sink with white countertops. I think it looks great. I just sent her a photo. So we've got this same sink faucet at home, but this one doesn't have the touch feature. They make it with the touch feature, but I don't know. I think this is sleek. You tell me. And then look, check these out, guys. You've got these grates for $12 on Amazon. They'll completely protect your sink, give it a lot longer lifespan. What else do we have to show you in here? Lots of counter space, bigger island than we saw at Highland. And what's really cool is they even have it wrap around the edge so that you can seat more people. So you can fit 6 full people at this island as opposed to just 3 next door. You got the 5-burner gas cooktop here, double oven, bigger pantry. So we're checking a lot of boxes off over here. Big window that brings in a lot of natural light, but I feel like this is a great designated coffee area. They really have it set up nicely, and then your built-ins pick back up over here. But it's cool, you've got this area. It's perfect. This is exactly where I would put my Alexa if I built this house. Got your microwave, pretty good height, a little taller. And then coming over here into the living room, it just flows real seamlessly. Nice dedicated living space. You've got the glass sliders. A lot of times we'll see them in black. They've got them in the white trim here. And then as far as the fireplace goes, I love that they took this kind of off-white subway tile, took it up to the ceiling, wrapped the fireplace. You have a mantle here. I would stain this personally. It just seems pretty unfinished. It's like an unfinished pine. And then they went with the electric fireplaces. We're seeing these a lot now. I've asked you plenty of times, but feel free to let me know your thoughts if you want gas or that electric, and I'll relay it back to these builders and let them know your thoughts. So great covered patio area, pretty good size. I personally like how it's kind of built into the corner of the house, so you at least get one wall of privacy. So that depending on your lot, sometimes your lots stare at each other, but when you have one of the walls of the house kind of protecting it, it just gives you a little bit more privacy. Now over here, all still in the main living area, but very much its own dedicated spaces is your dining room. They've got an 8-seater table, but it fits this space really nicely and still giving you space to store some, I don't know what you store in these, to be honest. I've never opened them. Please let me know in the comments, what do y'all store in here? Like, what would you store in this in your dining room? And then this is a cool feature, so check this out. I love, in fact, probably one of my favorite places you could put a home office / flex room is kind of catty corner where you can see it from the kitchen. If you are a mother, I know, because I married my wife and we have kids, this was like a top priority for her, was to hijack a home office, turn it into a kid's playroom, and have visibility. Look at this, from the sink. Show them, Keith. Go over to the sink. Show them what it's like. If you're a mom and you're trying to hang out in the kitchen, do whatever you're doing, you want to be able to see the kids in the playroom. You don't want to be chirping in your ear. You want them to play nicely over here, and you can get your stuff done in here, whatever your stuff is. I'm not saying it's just the dishes. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, plenty of options. So whatever you want to be doing, you can hang out in there, watch TV, and then this could be the playroom. Now, it is cool that they've got it set up as an office. They added the lighting up top. I mean, this is, I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty sexy. They did a good job in here. This is a good little, I don't like the seat they chose, but this is a good place to get some work done. But what is unique about it is they did a closet, perfect for toy storage. It's still a little stuck. So you can store the kids' toys and stuff in there. Killer playroom. If you play piano, great little music room, fit a baby grand in there, call it a day. Last but not least, you've got the master over here and you've got the laundry, but once again, touching on the patio height is really nice. It's very similar to what we saw at Highland. You got 12-foot ceilings, same ceiling height, and so it's gonna open up this living room and just give you that indoor-outdoor living. Huge laundry room. I love that they did this little cornered setup over here. Gives you a place to store some stuff. They really thought about all the dogs here. I don't have pets. If you got pets, this is a great house for pets apparently. They got little nooks for the dog bowls, for the dog beds, and then bringing in some cool wallpaper here. Got your storage. You don't have the laundry sink in this particular laundry room. That's okay. You'll be all right. Now, huge ceilings in the master, big king size bed, and kind of multiple different types of windows. I do want to point this out. I don't bring this up enough. This is this huge kind of picture frame window. You can't open this up. So it looks really pretty, no functionality. I like that they gave you options. So come in here on a pretty day. If you want to get some nice airflow in, if you're not from Texas, we got air conditioning. We use it all the time. I have buddies, they're like, do I need air conditioning? Yes, you need air conditioning. But on those occasional really gorgeous days, you might want to open the windows up. You want to be able to do that. You want some windows that have a little bit of functionality. Now, chandelier in here is pretty cool. They've got the built-in speakers. So really a good amount of space. They continued the vinyl flooring all the way in. You could do carpet. And then as far as cool selections go, really like this bathroom setup. 3 kind of oval pill-shaped vertical mirrors. They got the wall sconces and then multiple levels on the counters. So you got your makeup set up here with your little pull-outs, lots of storage. You want to have a lot of storage. And then freestanding tub, a little smaller, about 80%. So if you're a big old boy, likes to take a bubble bath, you'll be crammed in a little bit, but for most people, this will be just fine. So good sized tub. Great shower, plenty of space. Still doesn't have a bench. We could talk to him about that. But 2 little nooks for your shampoo bottles. You got your toilet room tucked in over here. Interesting, don't see this very often. Check this out. They put the linen closet in the toilet room. I don't hate it, I really don't. At least you have one. We moved into our house and found out we didn't. We didn't even think about it. And then as far as the closet goes, space-wise, not huge, 2,400 square feet, but what I do like, as they said, in the absence of massive surface area, let's just throw in a 3rd rack. So get you a little rod, hang it on up there, gives you plenty of space. So I think that normally I would say this is a little bit small for a closet, but as far as hanging space goes, I think they got you covered. This neighborhood is so new that's the generator this house is running off of. Now they're gonna have power out here very shortly, and by the time the homes you would buy are completed, everything out here should be firing on all cylinders. But I just wanted to show you that to reiterate, that's how new this community is. Now, Chesmar actually really surprised me. They had some very good selections, some very good features, and their pricing is surprising as well. So their smallest floor plan, which they're only building 3 floor plans right now. By the time you reach out and come out here, they should have some more rolled out. But right now they only have 3 1-stories that they're selling in this current section. They're about to get you some new 2-stories. So they range from 2,000 square feet up to 2,600 square feet. This one was right in the middle at 2,400 square feet. But their base pricing on their smallest floor plan starts at $400,000. But as you saw from their design center, it's gonna be hard not to get a little bit carried away. So more likely than not, you're gonna start to see prices in the low 500,000s going all the way up to 600,000 if you really pick out some of those higher end finishes like the glass slider and real wood floors. So all of that does still keep you at a very affordable, approachable budget to get you in a new home in a master planned community. But we still have one builder that we're going to show you. We're gonna pop next door and show you our last option for the day. And then keep in mind too, there are some smaller options we didn't show you that are built by some of these same builders out here as low as $300,000. Now let's go check out our next builder. This is David Weekley's 50-foot model home, but it feels as open as the 55-foot products that we showed you earlier, and it's right about the same square footage. So you've got a lot of options in those mid-2000s. This is 2,600 square feet, and this is a really well-appointed home, and we haven't seen these colors today. We got real wood floors going on in here, so definitely a different option from the vinyl plank. Great to have wood floors. I have them in my house. Don't buy wood floors if you have a big dog. They will ruin them. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Don't do that to yourself, but you got 2-tone cabinets going on. Really tall ceilings, you got the black with the olive green. Definitely think that if you wanna go with some cool color pops, olive green is in style right now. Not sure how long it will last, but right now it is in style. You got kind of the white quartz countertops with the veining, and man, we're mixing it up today. They've got every color sink. We've got white quartz, we have the black quartz, and now we've got kind of this like taupe tan quartz with the gold or brass faucets. So David Weekley is gonna come in at some really good prices. Stick around, we're gonna tell you when we leave here, but definitely one of your more affordable options. A lot of bang for your buck with this builder, and one of the highest quality builds in all of Houston, and we'll get into that. So over here in the kitchen, I like that they wrapped the vent hood to match the cabinets. A little different than that exposed kind of stainless steel look. Cool backsplash, I haven't seen this before. Little like picture frames, and 5 burner gas cooktop. If you got little kids, as much as I love the apron fronts that look cooler that we saw over in one of the other models, this is safer for the kids because they can't really reach up and grab the dials. Easier to baby proof, looking out for you moms and dads. And then I like the drawers underneath for your pots and pan storage. So good amount of counter space here. They've got the decorative upper kind of glass faces on their cabinets. A lot of storage in this kitchen. And then you got your fridge tucked in over here. Big island, fits 4 bar stools comfortably. Doesn't have the overhang that we saw next door at Chesmar, so you're not gonna fit 6. And then dining, a little bit different. Definitely an informal dining room right here in the middle of the family room. So it's gonna live really simply. You know, you're gonna actually use your dining room table versus it just being a decoration, and a lot of windows in here. I mean, check out the windows running all along this room. So no matter what the orientation of the home is, you're gonna get a lot of natural light, and then this is gonna be your living room. Now, depending on if you opt for the glass slider or not is gonna dictate what you can do with your furniture here. So I love the slider. I would probably choose to get the slider, but if you didn't get the slider, you could have an even bigger sectional that takes up this whole space, because then you would just be using this back door here. But with the slider, you kind of want to do something like this, leave a little bit of room, you know, for you to walk through and actually get to your back patio. Now, man, these generators are running. I wish I'd walk out there with you, but I'll show you. You've got covered back patio. They did a stamped and stained concrete. That's gonna be an upgrade. That's not standard. Normally it'll just be unfinished concrete. But this home has some hardy plank on the back of it. So a different look, still a really high quality, you know, concrete board, good product. We see it all over Houston, but different than kind of that 4-side brick that we see in some of those other homes. So giving you some different choices here. Now, coming back over here, I definitely thought this was a real dog at first. What's up, buddy? There we go, how you doing? Show him a little love. I love fake dogs because it doesn't smell like dog, you know what I'm saying? Got the cathedral ceilings in here, really cool with the shiplap. built-in speakers here, kind of a theme. Not all the inventory homes come with those. These are all upgrades, but the ceiling is not an upgrade to have it shaped like a cathedral, but to put the shiplap and add the beam, that's where the upgrade comes in. And good Lord, this might be one of the biggest headboards I have ever seen on a bed. So you got a big old king bed here, real mattress, making sure it's not a inflatable mattress. And yeah, here we go. We got the bathroom. They're going crazy with their designs. I like it. They're kind of showing you what you can do in the design center. But you know, this isn't everybody's first color choice by any means. Now, here we go. Now we're talking. Huge shower, no bench, still no bench. I mean, they left me a bench, but I'm not gonna move all of that stuff. Huge nook though, for all of your shampoos. Lots to clean right here, but you can at least wave at your spouse when you're taking a shower. And then you've got your waterfall and then your normal spray head over here. No door in the model. I do believe that the homes have the option for a door if you want one. And then lots to choose from. We got some clothes. Uh-oh, Keith, last time we were in a David Weekley home, I definitely walked out wearing one of their shirts. So usually it's a good little place to shop if you want some new shoes. Come over here, check these bad boys out. So good closet space. I would say for a 2,600 square foot home, out of all the closets we've seen, this one I like the most because it's wider, it's more of a square shape. And then I like that they've got the built-in mirror. I don't think this home has it. I'm always looking for secret passages. There are none in here. So that's it for the master bedroom, but we still have other bedrooms to check out. So coming back through the living room, we actually missed something. The pantry's located over here. I'm sorry, my friend's a little slow. The town's back that way. That's how it felt, okay? We missed the pantry. Normally the pantry would be kind of connected to the kitchen, so I don't really hate the location, but it is a little different that it's on the other side of the walkway, but it's a good amount of space. You got a lot of space over here. So we'll close these up, and then this home's a fun layout. So you got kind of a bunch of options off of it. First, we'll go back here. You could close this door up. This is a full ensuite. So it's got its own bathroom. Love the shower top. Really like their selections there. And then decent sized room, fits a full size bed, and then plenty of hanging space, goes all the way across. So, by the way, something to note. These are solid core doors. They're higher quality, they're heavier, they're gonna block sound. This is very rare, especially in homes at this price point, which I'm just gonna give you a little teaser. This home is less expensive than what we've shown you in all the other homes so far. So this could easily be walled off or cased off and be a home office or a playroom. They left it open, but they've got it set up nicely. Doesn't make a ton of sense to me to stage it like an office without doors on it, but you will always have those options. As we head back up to the front, the home kind of opens up nicely. Now this is definitely an upgrade. You're not gonna usually see backsplash just in the middle of the walkway. This home has a 3-car garage. So even though it's 2,600 square feet, it's got plenty of space to hold that golf cart. We love our golf carts. If you're looking for a golf cart, shout out, we got the connections. But coming over here, you got the laundry room, but come on in here. Look at this folding table. Now we're talking plenty of room for the pets, stuff to go under here. You got good storage, and then you got this white oak with these black countertops. Looks really nice. So you got extra storage space. You see behind door number 1, coat closet, and then this is gonna connect through over to that 3-car garage. So it's really a 2-car garage with a tandem. And up here, we still got 2 more bedrooms. This one is huge. So much space in this one. Now we're talking. So this is definitely favorite kid status right here. Normally these bedrooms stop here. You got another 2 or 3 feet, and yeah, it's really nice. One thing to note, this floor plan is called the Azalea. And if you know anything about golf, because I'm a big golfer, the azaleas bloom this time of year. They just bloomed last week, just down the road at Blue Jack, that golf course neighborhood I was telling you about next door. And the week that this rolls out is probably Sunday of the Masters, which is exciting. So I don't know who will expect to win, but yeah, the azaleas got a little bit of parallelism to what's going on right now as we're filming this with golf. So over here, you've got interesting color choices. Not an olive green, but it's like this kind of taupe minty green. I like the black countertops they chose to go with throughout the house. And then really good room space here. And check out these windows, goodness gracious. I don't think you could get more windows in this room. A lot of light, and then just like I was talking about earlier, having the option to get some airflow, but then having a solid window here too. Now, I want to tell you more about David Weekley's build quality. They do things a little bit differently than some of the other builders, and they've got a really cool place to showcase it. So over in here, they've got kind of their little behind the wall studio where they show you how they build and what they do differently from some of the other builders. Now, this is gonna be a traditional builder, and there's nothing wrong with a traditional builder, right? The homes aren't falling over, they're good homes. In fact, my home is this type of construction. You got 2x4s on the exterior walls, 16-inch stud spacing, and you're gonna have insulation, and they work just fine. What David Weekley does though, is that all of their exterior walls are 2x6 construction on 24-inch spacing. Therefore, structurally the homes are, according to their engineers, which I'm not an engineer, stronger. However, there's more room for more insulation. So less wood in the walls, more insulation, therefore increasing the energy efficiency of it. And David Weekley has a guarantee on their energy efficiency. So if after the first year or two of living in the home, if your bills are over a certain amount, you can actually apply, they'll come audit your house, and if for some reason it's not performing as intended, they'll fix the issue and they'll credit you back for those extra energy bills, which is really cool. Something we don't see a lot of builders here in Houston doing. So as you're trying to navigate this process, that's what we're here for. We know all these builders, and we can really help you decide what the differences are between the builders so you can see which one is best for you and your family. But now that we've shown you behind the walls, I'm excited to show you the prices. I am holding the answer to your question, which is how much do these homes cost? And I was pleasantly surprised after checking out some of these other home prices at where David Weekley has decided to price their homes at. Now, they've got a wide range of floor plans starting around 2,000 square feet going just up over 3,000 square feet, certainly more than Chesmar is currently offering when it comes to floor plans and optionality. Now, the Azalea we showed you is 2,600 square feet, but what's wild is they've got a lot of move-in ready options in the queue. Because this is a brand new neighborhood, it's important to explain that there aren't many homes that are move-in ready right now, but a lot of them will be ready for this summer. So check the timestamp on this video as you're watching it, and a lot of the homes that they're building right now will be done this summer, like May, June, and July, and August. So some of the homes that are gonna be ready in June, one of them's 2,000 square feet, $431,000. So if you want to be out here in those 400,000s, this is going to be a great builder for you with the energy efficiency that we showed you. But even on the largest home, 3,000, almost 3,100 square feet that they have under construction right now, that one's under $575,000. The Azalea, which is this floor plan, they've got two of them for sale. One's $482,000, one's $491,000. So lots of different options. If you want to go lower on prices, guess what? We've got more options for you right here next door. So you've got these 45-foot options and the 40-foot model homes with Highland and with Weston Homes, and you even have Perry Homes right over here. So Perry is gonna have a ton of options. They've got their larger floor plans, they've got kind of their mid-size floor plans, and that's just the beginning. As I mentioned, as Creston just opened yesterday. They've got Grace Point Homes that'll be coming out here shortly with a completely new product that doesn't look anything like these. And over time, I guarantee you, Johnson Development is committed to bringing the best builders in Houston to their brand new kind of flagship community. Now, if you like what you see here and you're still getting familiar with the area, I'm telling you right now, this is the area that's gonna blow up. If I could restart and didn't have any connections here in Houston, this is where I would move, and I mean that. Now, if you don't want to wait on amenities, because you still have to wait for the pool, you still have to wait for them to widen 1486, you still have to wait for them to bring these commercial amenities, and you like what you see here, then what you might want to do is you might want to check out Wood Forest. They're the same developer, they're a little bit more in the mix. This is Wood Forest, but 10 years ago, right? So check out Wood Forest. They're closing out. In fact, we just filmed a video of their last remaining options. So if you want something move-in ready and you just want that turnkey service and you want a golf cart to the pool this summer, check out this video. It'll tell you everything you want to know. But if you want to get in early, out here in Creston, we are the people to help you. So don't be shy. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us a quick email. That way we can help you make a smooth move right here to Houston, Texas.